What is hope worth? Over decades of social change and turmoil, the Coalition of African American Pastors has been committed to biblical principles and the values that made this country great. And that commitment includes many responsibilities. We must be fearless.
And we will not give up. I don't care if it's the president or his son. I don't care if it's a senator. We will let them know we will stand for right. Put us in jail.
We must tell uncomfortable truths.
And I didn't march 1 inch, 1 foot, 1 yard for a man to marry a man, or a woman to marry a woman.
But above all, we must ignite hope. Because no matter how bleak things may seem, where there is faith, there is hope. And wherever CAAP can be found, there is faith.
And we will stand and we will fight for what the Bible says.
This tradition goes back to the Civil Rights Movement, when CAAP president and founder Bill Owens marched with Dr. King and other great leaders for the equality of all men.
But what they are going through does not compare to what we went through. There is no comparison.
We knew we were risking our lives.
After a successful career in the private sector, Bill was moved to help others. He wanted to spread hope and opportunity, this time through the Give Me a Chance ministry. Bill persuaded Oral Roberts University to provide a college opportunity to disadvantaged young men and women, and his efforts paid off more than anyone could have dreamed.
Bill Owens' effort resulted in an increase in the percentage of African American students from 5% to about 22%.
From education, the next obvious step was defense of the family. As activists tried to push same-sex marriage on an unwilling populace, Bill formed the Coalition of African American Pastors and exposed the lies being peddled by two-faced and weak-willed politicians.
They have totally ignored the votes of the people. They have totally ignored what we have said, what we've done. But I can tell you, I was in the original civil rights movement, the real civil rights movement. This is no civil rights movement. This is a bully movement.
But CAAP's influence didn't end with the marriage issue. As radical policies threatened to destroy religious freedom, CAAP pushed back. We were among the first to spearhead local movements against transgender bathrooms, getting involved in both Houston and North Carolina. And CAAP was also one of the first national organizations to boycott Target and PayPal for their transgender bathroom policy.
We are angry that our rights as black people who suffered so much have been hijacked for the homosexual agenda. I would love to meet with you and talk to you and debate this issue. But at this point, in my book, you are one of the biggest cowards in the state of Texas.
After the stunning electoral results, Bill was on the front line once again with the message of hope. This time, urging people to give President Trump a chance.
The single message is we should respect the law. Give Mr. Trump a chance. If blacks in America have problems, you can't look to Mr. Trump because of those problems. Look at the prior administrations.
And CAAP's work in advocacy and education continues. In 2017, we scored great victories with our support for the confirmation of Justice Neil Gorsuch and our efforts to protect the unborn. And we are continuing to earn recognition for our work in defending family and Christian rights. It hasn't always been easy. Despite appearances, this is a lean operation that requires a great deal of sacrifice. But we are deeply thankful for the help and commitment of CAAP's partners and loyal supporters.
Reverend D. Berry and the Senate and the House this morning, I honestly do not have words to express my appreciation and thanks for this honor.
Most of all, we recognize that we have been called on a great mission to proclaim the truth of God's Word pertaining to faith, family, life, and education, and to work with pastors, and on the grassroots level, to ensure that our values are protected and respected in the public square. CAAP's greatest strength is passion and faith in God. This means tackling issues that others won't touch, even if that means working on fumes and innovating with few resources to get the job done. And we are looking to do even more in the coming year. We see a great need for more hope, for a belief that faith and family can be triumphant, and that we can bring our country back to God.
But the Coalition of African American Pastors will not give up. We will go across this country. We will organize. We will fight harder for the family. We will fight for the family.
So we will look to expand our work by creating chapters and doubling the size of our clergy membership, RISE, and women's ministry. Bill is also working on his memoir, which will highlight his life from early childhood through today. Most of all, we will continue working on issues that are dear to us: education, life, faith, and family. Because where these are strong, you will find hope. And that's what will lead us to victory after victory.